What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Heavenly Porcelain, back with another video. And today I'm going to be showing you guys my 99 Jams and Hot 105 recap of some interviews that I did, and also a bullying panel that I did with T's Teen Talks from 99 Jams. So with further ado, I bring you this video. I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into the video.
You're doing amazing.
Good to be here. I'm glad to be here. Thank you guys. I want to say thank you to Mr. Big Lift and Miss Shelby for having me on this show. I'm very grateful, and I'm honored to be here and spread my story, spread awareness to differences and everything like that.
All right, let's talk about your story. You're doing big things, and you brought in, like, I don't know, a sneaker and a glass. We thought it was a gift for us, but can you, like, break this all down for us?
Just look at it, like, look but don't touch, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So today I have a sneaker here. It's a co-creation with Nike times We Are Cultivator, and basically they choose creators from different parts, like all over, and we come together and we choose our shoe during, like, we make our shoe to bring out our story.
Okay.
So my shoe is representing my story, and my story is albinism. I do have albinism since the tender age of forever. Since the tender age of forever, I've had albinism, and basically growing up, it wasn't easy. The person that you guys see here today is not that person that I was back then. It took a lot of trial and tribulation, trial and error, but I'm here today. Basically, it started from when I was 3. I went to a school that had a high school and a kindergarten. Okay. So basically, we had to go to the cafeteria to go eat lunch. And when I would walk over there, you know, it was hard for me. I was walking by myself. I had no friends. The teachers didn't really know about albinism, what it was.
Can you tell us what it is for those people who do not know?
Albinism is a genetic condition where you're born with little to no pigment in your hair, skin, and eyes. Okay. So that's all it is. It's not a disease. It's just I have no melanin in my hair, skin, or eyes. Gotcha. And so I would walk there, and when I would walk through, it was older kids, so, you know, they didn't know any better. They was throwing food, calling me derogatory names, and I was a baby, you know. So looking back at it, I'm like, dang, I was a child.
So I can just
yeah.
Oh, I know your dad was up there. Kick some ass.
That's what happened. And when I got into middle school, that's where it really took a turn, because I went through a really bad case of cyberbullying. Somebody took a picture of me, posted on social media. I had curly hair. She's like, oh, look at this ramen noodle head, all this stuff. Everybody commented on it. It went viral, crazy. And so after that, me and my parents said, you know what, this can't keep going on. So we went to the school board with the help of Dr. Dorothy Brinjoss Mendingal, Senator Dwight Bullard, yes, Representative Fullwood. We fought for my bill, Senate Bill 626, the Emergency to Heaven Elliott Act, and it passed unanimously. Wow. And so basically what that bill is if there's any bullying on the internet and school grounds, that the kid has to take it down, because back then when it happened to me, they couldn't do nothing about it. It was like, it's not our job, it's their social media, and it stayed up, and, you know, everybody could still talk about it and everything like that. So now their actions are taken accountable. They have to take accountability for their actions, and it has to be taken down, and that's what my bill is about.
Okay. That is amazing. I know I was a kid that was bullied. They used to call me Lips Ahoy and Bubblicious Lips, all kinds of stuff.
Bubblicious Lips.
Wow.
Okay.
I laughed before. They thought about
me. So now here we are again, going back to your sneaker. Yes. So you created that around your story.
Yes. Correct.
All right. And you were chosen. How did you have to enter a contest, or how did that work?
Right, so I had to sign myself up. You know, I didn't know exactly if I was going to be picked or not, because there's so many people that they choose, like thousands, that they choose to be in this. So I signed myself up, told them a little bit about myself, nothing major. And they emailed me back and said, you know what, we're going to choose you to create your shoe around your story and everything like that. So my shoe represents, I did a photo shoot with my little sister. And on us, we had words written down. I had the good words, and my sister had the derogatory words, basically showing what I had to go through growing up and me now. And so I chose the colors that we had on us to represent the shoe. So on the shoe, it has colors of the words and then the actual color of the backdrop. So the shoe correlates with the photo shoe, and the photo shoe is like a bullying campaign for me to spread awareness of, you know what, I did go through this, but this is who I am now.
Look at me now.
That is amazing. So can anyone buy the shoe, or is it like
it launches?
It launches November 1st through November 11th. You can go to my website on different.com. diffrent.com, and you can sign up to receive an exclusive link to the shoe the day that it drops. And it's only online, not in store, so online only you can get that.
That is amazing.
That is amazing.
So sometime between the 1st and the 11th, Shelby and I will get our shoes.
Yes.
There you go.
Awesome.
Okay.
Perfect.
Hint.
Yes,
Definitely.
And once again, thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you, Shateria. 1 second, guys. Hot 105, 50 minutes today's R&B and old school. All right. The 49th annual Miami Auto Show. Are those correct tickets we're giving away this hour, Shelby?
Those are the correct tickets.
All right, so check it out. Here's what you need to do when you hear Bartender by T-Pain and Akon. Be the 10th caller.
But first, let's introduce her, my girl Shateria Elliott. Good morning, Shateria.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How you feeling on this Sunday, girl?
Awesome. I want to say thank you for having me. Thank you for the Community Matters show. Thank you, Super Cindy, for having me in the building.
Thank you. Thanks to your parents.
Yes.
Thanks to your brothers and sisters. Thanks to your cousin.
Okay.
So we got a lot to talk about.
Right.
So right now people can't see you. So what I will tell the listeners right now that are listening, can I ask how old you are?
Yes, I am 20 years old.
Okay, 20.
Yes.
And she is an albino. She
Yes.
grew up with dealing with albinism.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly is albinism?
Albinism is a genetic condition where you're born with little to no pigment in your hair, skin, and eyes.
Okay. So you grew up in the 305 in Miami?
Yes, 305.
305 till I die. How was it growing up, as an albino?
Well, with growing up with albinism, it was really hard, of course. Everybody that has albinism goes through the same thing. It's very hard to deal with it, but I feel like it's how you handle it. For example, the person that you see right now, because you see me,
Yes, I can
I
see
was
you.
not that person back then. It took a lot of trial and error, trial and tribulation. And to grow into myself, I realized that I had to love myself first. Is not more so because I had the love from my family, my friends. I had the support. But I realized, dang, I really had to love myself first before I was able to feel confident as I am right now.
So as a young kid, like I said, you just kind of said, you're not like, if people are bullying you, making fun of you, whatever the word is, you're not really, as a 5-6-year-old going to school, kindergarten, first grade, really understanding the strength that you have to fight these words off.
Exactly.
So how was that? I'm talking about kindergarten, first grade, before you realize your superpowers.
Right. So I would say one moment that really stuck with me was I was in pre-K and I went to a pre-K where they had the high school across the street. And so we had to walk to the high school to eat lunch or whatever. So, none of my teachers really knew what albinism was. They just knew what my mom told them, and they tried to handle it as best, as they thought they could.
Yeah.
So I was walking in the cafeteria, and basically the kids there was, throwing food at me. It was physical stuff. And I was a baby, pre-K.
Oh
They
my
throwing
God. So the
food.
high school student,
Yeah,
it was
the
high
older
school
kids.
middle?
And they don't know better. They don't know any better, but
Come on.
they was throwing food, calling me all types of derogatory names, and I was like, dang, I was walking in the cafeteria. I used to be scared to go in the cafeteria.
To go eat.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'm not hungry. I'll
For
starve.
real, I'm good. I'm good. But that was one moment that really stuck with me. I was like, wow, I'm a baby at this time. And now that I think about it, I'm like, kids, they don't care. They just don't care. They really don't. So that's what I had to deal with as a baby. I would, my mom would take me out and stuff. We'll all go out because we always went out as families. And I wouldn't want to hold my head up. When you holding a baby.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to hold my head up. I always held my head down. I just was not with it. I wasn't with it because everybody was scared. Even the adults. I feel like the adults are more worse than the kids nowadays.
Hello.
But
because they're on social media saying whatever comes out of there,
The adults are worse than the kids, but it was the adults pointing, kids pointing. Nobody knew what it was, but at the same time, you don't have to be ignorant about it.
Yeah, and rude and mean and nasty.
Yeah.
How do you think your parents dealt with it? They're the leaders in your life, you know what I'm saying? So have you ever had a conversation about maybe what they had to go through as far as raising a child who was, dealing with albinism?
Yeah, when they talked to me, they told me, at first my mom was scared or whatever because when she had me, I don't think the nurses had a baby, like had birthed a baby that had albinism. So when I came out, you know, I'm white.
Yeah,
everybody was
pale,
like, "Oh my
gosh,
gosh,
get
she's
the blood
white."
flowing.
Well, I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's white." My dad was like, "Oh no, what's going on?
Where's the milkman?
Right, where's the milkman? The milkman's baby or whatever." But you know, them dealing with it, I know it was hard for them because I was the one that was coming home to them crying and coming home to them telling them this, and obviously they want to go to the school
and beat up everybody. Let's get to it.
Exactly. So I know it was hard for them, but I feel like them getting to see my growth is rewarding as a parent. So I hope that they were able to get something good out of everything that's happened. Even though I went through the hard things that I went through, I know that they see me now, and that could be the best award. So
what do you think was your like changing point? Like, what grade do you remember, like your earliest memory, that you were like, you know what, I need to toughen up, and this is how I'm going to deal with these nasty people that are just like heartless?
So in middle school, I want to say 6th grade or 7th grade, I had a really bad case of cyberbullying. So I was in class, this girl took a picture of me, she posted it all over social media, because I had like kinky curly hair at the time. So she was like, oh,
that hair is cool now.
Yeah,
so I'm sure
exactly. When I was
in the 6th grade, you're like, wait a minute.
Exactly. She was like, what's going on? And you know, she was she didn't know any better. So she took the picture of me, she posted on social media, and she put, oh, this ramen noodle head, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, so everybody's commenting, laughing, this, that, and the third. Oh, look at this albino girl. This, that, and the third. And I was really upset. Like, that really hurt me, because I'm like, dang, like, it's still up there. Like, I can't have it. Like, it's not taken down. It's on social media.
It's always going to be
right,
there.
exactly. So, you know, I went to my parents, and after that day, I really told myself, you know what, like, I can't let this happen, not only to me, but to other people that's really going through this. So we had went with to the school board with Dr. Dorothy Bendros-Mendengal.
Hey!
Yes. My queen, Senator Dwight Bullard, Representative Reggie Fullwood. We fought for my bill, the Magisterial Heaven Elliott Act, Senate Bill 626, and it passed unanimously. And so what that does is, if any kid cyberbullies on school grounds, they have to take the picture down. Whatever they do on school grounds, it has to be taken down. Like, their actions will be, they have to be their actions have to be taken accounted for.
Okay,
basically.
accountability for what they did.
And they have to take it down. Like, with my situation, it was in vain because the girl couldn't take it down. But now, like, that's all dead. Like, it has to be gone, and the kid will, you know, actually get what they deserve rather than what happened to them.
You have your own bill? So what is it called again?
The Magisterial Elliott Act.
Hello.
Thank you.
Do you know how many people you're protecting with your bill? Like,
yeah, I was very proud of that, because it was something that actually hit home, you know? Like, when it's something that you actually went through, and you know what you went through, and you get to help other people, like,
not feel what you felt.
That was the best feeling.
You know, you come from a family, and I'm going to say this, that is very famous in South Florida, and I'm sure outside of South Florida too, but I'm talking from personal experience. Your family does a lot in the community. And so I'm sure you've been out in the community as well with events and things that, you know, they were involved with. Did that help you as well? Like, just how they're community activists and leaders in the community?
I feel like them being community activists, that kind of made me put that fire up under me, because I see that they're actually, like, speaking out about things that they care about, you know what I'm saying, fighting for certain things. So I feel like that played a role in me actually becoming who I am as well. So yes, I feel that way.
I love that. So let's talk about your collaboration with Nike. Yes, everybody listening, I said Nike. Where's the ramen noodle girl now? Okay. What an awesome experience. What is your IG? I want everybody in the sound of my voice to follow your movements, because you are so... And the crazy thing is, when she walked into the studio, I don't recall ever meeting her. Maybe I have. I don't recall meeting you, Shateria, before. But when you walked in and I'm there talking, I'm like, I just stopped mid-sentence, like, you are so beautiful.
Thank you.
Like, for real. Like, I'm not even, like, saying this to make you feel better. No, honey, you got it going on. That's why when you say model, hello. Like, I can see you on, you know, high fashion runways and magazine campaigns. Like, you're just so beautiful.
Thank you.
Like the way that you don't look like everybody else makes you stand out gorgeously. So that's all I gotta say. What's your IG?
My Instagram is I am porcelain. IAMP0RECLAIN.
Spell that again for me.
IAMP0RCELAIN. I am porcelain.
Okay.
And my YouTube is Heavenly Porcelain.
And is porcelain spelled
yes, like the correct way? P-O-R.
Oh, porcelain, okay.
Yeah, porcelain.
Awesome. So I want to thank you for coming by here. Congratulations. I want you to keep us updated on all your moves you have going on. Yeah. And like I just told your parents, I might be managing you. And I might quit 99 Jamz. Sorry, 99 Jamz people. I'm leaving. No. Teen Talks. And the topic of it is bullying. And you'll be one of the speakers because it'll be all your peers, fellow high schoolers and young people talking about their experiences with bullying. And I think you're like the perfect example. So congratulations on that, and keep being a voice for the young people, because you are a perfect example of a survivor, honey. How a rose grows through the cracks of the concrete. Stop playing with her. Thanks for coming, Mama.
Thank you so
Community
much.
Matters, your girl Super Cindy, 99 Jamz.
All the way to the far side in the blue, that's Mr. O. He's a Tees co-founder and he's also a former bully. Next you have Tamika Denson. She's a counselor for affirming youth. And we have Shataria Elliott, who's a bully victim and an advocate. And then we also have Stefanelli Reeves, aka Nelly, who's a bully victim and an advocate as well. So welcome everybody to the panel. Everybody, welcome to Teen Talks. We're here today to talk about bullying. So I want to start off, I want to kind of ask everybody, I want to go down the line, whoever wants to start off. Let's first start off and give a definition of what everybody here feels of bullying. What do you think bullying is?
I feel like if you are attacking somebody because of how they look or the way they talk or something that's out of their control and you're making somebody feel bad on purpose, that's bullying.
I feel like bullying is basically, it's not just physical, it's also mental. It's what you say. You can put your hands on somebody, you can say something, it'll make them feel some type of way. It's not just physical. So bullying is not just physical bullying.
I think bullying is a person having a sense of control over another person and using that control to hurt and affect another person in a negative way.
They answered all of them. I know we were talking a little bit backstage, guys. Tamika, we were talking a little bit about it. We were all talking about people having a different perception of bullying. What do you say to that? Like, because we were talking about it. Give everybody a little bit of background on what you were saying backstage.
So I do believe that people have their own perception of bullying. So, say for instance, if I say to someone that they're skinny, and a person may not be offended by that. They might be like, okay, well, I'm fine, I'm skinny, okay, good, or I'm thick, whatever it is. And another person might be offended by that. They might feel like you're bullying them because they don't want to be skinny. So when I say it's someone's perception, it's different for everybody. What I may be able to take, you might not be able to take. What I might love, if you call me thick or you say, oh, I got a big butt or whatever, I might like that. I might be like, oh, shoot, I'm thick, okay, period. That's how I might feel. But somebody else might they might be upset about you calling them thick because somebody else probably called them fat. So bullying is different for each and every individual.
Anybody else care to chime in?
I feel like the same way. Bullying is different. Like she said, what you may think is funny, somebody might not think is funny. You know, what your mom or your dad might think is funny, you might not think it's funny. Because sometimes your parents are, a little shady, okay? They don't mean it, it's out of love, but you might take it some type of way. So you can also identify with that in many different ways, just like she said.
Just to add on to that, I feel like if you feel like someone is hurting your feelings, if they're joking around, you don't always have to feel like a victim. So with that, speak up. If you feel hurt, just say, hey, look, you're going a little bit too far, you hurt my feelings. You know, when I was a kid, my mom would say things that I felt like, you know, she was attacking me. My mom loves me more than anyone on the planet. But I didn't say to her, hey, look, you're hurting my feelings. I think you're bullying. So speak up if you feel hurt.
Where do you guys draw a line, you know, between when you can say, I'm being bullied, and, you know, or maybe someone just made a joke about me that one day. Where's that line to go home and say, I'm being bullied? You know, where do you recognize that?
I feel like the line is when you feel powerless in a situation. When you feel like, hey, when you go home and you're thinking about it more than one time, you're being bullied. If you feel like you have no power in that situation, in that instance, you are being bullied. You're being bullied. Because we all have a voice. And even if we have a supervisor, we have a mom, if we have a dad, we still have a voice. And when you're not able to use your voice, somebody is taking away your power.
I feel like the line is when you become feeling like that person is constantly digging at you. You know, it might happen one time, y'all might be joking like, oh girl, your shoes this, or, you know, boy, your hat that, however you look, you know, or whatever it is. If they constantly keep on the slide saying little slick stuff, that's where the line is for me, because then I feel like, okay, like, you did it once, but now you're doing it again? No, you actually mean it this time, you know?
Right. When you're feeling like you don't even know who you are, when your identity is, when you're starting to question your own identity, when it's starting to affect the way you feel about yourself, that's where the line is, you know, drawn, and you should say something.
Now, for Nelly and for you as well, Shataria, I know you guys are bully victims. How does someone know when to speak up when they want to, you know, when you're being bullied? Sometimes people are afraid to speak up about it, and they feel like, you know, snitching, or, you know, you're afraid that if I tell on this person for bullying on me, I might get worse repercussions. When do you know? How do you get that comfort level to feel like I need to speak up?
When I was younger, when I was bullied myself, I didn't have that confidence. I didn't have anyone telling me, you know, speak up for yourself. I didn't have anyone teaching me that. So if you don't have that, I don't know what to tell you. So it's now the person next to you's responsibility to be able, if you're not a victim of bullying and you know someone that is, it's your responsibility to tell them, hey, look, speak up for yourself, or defend that person. Me now, what I do is I use my voice to teach my little sister. My little sister went through the same thing I went through. She was bullied when she was 4 years old, and she came home and she told me something. You know, if I didn't teach her to stand up for herself or use her voice, she would still feel bad about the way that she looks. So what I would say to that is, you know, just trust yourself and
To add on to what she said, where, you know, you should stand up for other people. Most kids feel like, you know, oh, if I stand up for him or her, they're gonna do the same thing to me. And I feel like that's out the window now. It's 2019, you know what I'm saying? Right now is the time to stand up for other people, because you would want somebody to stand up for you, right, or your brother or your sister. You get what I'm saying? Just because you stand up for somebody, that doesn't make you uncool or less cool, because you can stand up for them and say, hey, don't do that. And 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna do it anymore. They're like, oh snap, like they see me doing this. For example, when I got bullied or whatever in middle school, I didn't have somebody to stand up for me, you know, and it was cyberbullying. Somebody actually took a picture of me, posted it on social media, because I had like kinky hair, you know, little kinky weave or whatever, had my hair done, and she posted it talking about Raymond Noodlehead, okay? And after that, that's when I made my decision to stand up for myself, because nobody else was doing it, so I had to do it myself. I went to my parents, and guess what? We went to the school board. After we went to the school board, I have a cyberbullying bill in my name. It's called the Magistrate Elliott Act, and basically what that does is if a kid cyberbullies on a school ground or takes a picture of you or anything like that, their actions have to be accounted for. So the picture has to get taken down. They change the whole student code of conduct for that bill. And so I turned something negative into something positive because I decided to stand up for it. And now it's not just me, you know what I'm saying? It's other kids, it's y'all in here that might happen to. And now I have been able to impact other people's lives, not just my own. You know what I'm saying? Just because I decided
Yes, give it up for that. Give it up for that. So, Mr. O, I want to kind of bring you in on the conversation as well. You know, sometimes we talk about the person being bullied. We don't talk about the person that's the bully. And there is the person that's the bully, but we also don't remember sometimes the person that's the bully. You don't know what that person is going through at home as well. So I want you to kind of give a little bit about your story, you know what I mean, and let everybody know what made your change.
Right. So basically, when I was 9, my little brother was 4, and my mom was married. Her husband made my little brother drink out of the bathroom toilet. So that made me so angry that I couldn't do nothing to him. But then when I turned 12, he put me outside the house with all my clothes, everything, and said, "Get out of here." So I turned to bullying. And you know, just listening to these women's story, it made me feel bad because I was that person. I would mush your head in the locker. I would do everything to you, whether you was a male or female. But it took me when I turned 25, when I got jumped, and that just changed my whole life. Because 10 dudes jumped me, and I almost died. So that was me changing and saying, I'm not gonna bully nobody no more. You know, so it does take a lot to come out and say something, because I never told the story before, and then it's going back, and I'm just saying, dang, I was a bad individual. But now, I'm not about that life no more. I don't bully nobody, so I'm good.
I don't think there's bad individuals. I think you were a hurt individual, so you were acting out of a place of hurt. And you have to understand, bullies, they're not bad people either. So we're all talking about, you know, the victims, but just remember that the person doing the bullying has a lot of things going on as well. And maybe you should not only reach out to the victims, if you could reach out to that bully. Imagine how many people's lives you can affect when you handle that person directly, you know?
Lives, I'm Shakaria. I'm a model YouTuber, young entrepreneur, and I'm also a bullying advocate.
Alright, so let's dive straight into it.
Sidebar.
Bobby, I actually have a question for you. Given that you're like, you know, a public figure, you got a lot of love, but you also got a lot of hate.
Yes.
So how does that affect you? Or does it affect you?
Well, you know, that was part of, I don't know at what point I'll be able to kind of like share my experience on social media, but I mean, to touch on that, I'm not sure if you guys know about me on social media, but sometimes I can be going at it with people, like my recent rants with Kaya, you know, that was a big thing, and, you know, I've experienced bullying from both sides of the spectrum. I've been considered a bully at some time, at one point, because of the things that I have said, but sometimes we as people and individuals become bullies due to what we've experienced or in self-defense. So in my case, it was self-defense. I felt like there was someone that was cyberbullying me, cyberbullying my family, being really, really mean, saying harsh things online, and I took it upon myself to give back that same energy. So to answer your question, no, it doesn't affect me as much as it would someone else. And I wish I could take a piece of my strength sometime and just give it on to everybody, because I really don't care what people say, do, post, no, I really don't care. Because you're not paying my bills, you're not feeding me, and you're not providing me a way of life. You know, you mean nothing to me. So this person that's online, that's talking about me, or that's bullying me, or saying mean things about me, at the end of the day, they're not gonna feed me, they're not gonna take care of my bills. So guess what? Their opinion means that much.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? It means nothing.
Nothing.
So for me, no, I don't care. And I stress that over and over with people. I just don't care. I don't let it affect me because I know who I am. And it took a lot to get there, to the point that I am today. I've been bullied a lot my whole life growing up. You know, I'm different. I'm openly gay. So a lot of people, when I was growing up, it was very, 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 very hard. It was different from what it is now. And with that, it's built my character, it's built the person I am today. So yeah, no, I'm not affected by what people say. You know, everybody is entitled to their own opinion.
So why do you guys think people cyberbully? Is it because you think hurt people because they're afraid to tell the person how they feel in person? Like, why do people cyberbully?
I feel like it does come from a place of hurt. That's what we were talking about earlier. And he just said what he was a bully and he was being bullied. So I feel like that comes from your insecurities and people attacking you. It can come from you thinking you're acting in self-defense and you're not being taught the right way to handle a certain situation. So yeah, hurt people do hurt people.
I feel as though most of the time people are being followers nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my friend's doing it, I'm gonna do it too. When at the end of the day, you guys have to learn how to know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? If your friend is doing this, that doesn't mean you have to follow your friend. If your friend doesn't like this person, that don't mean you don't have to like that person just because of who they are or what they do or the color of their skin. You know what I'm saying? So do not be a follower. That's where I feel like with social media, everybody's like following. Oh, they like this girl picture. Let me go like it too. Oh, they commented under this person picture being shady. Let me go do it too. No, be your own person. Stay in your own lane. And that's how you will grow. You know what I'm saying? As a person, as an individual, and in life.
I just want to read some stats to you guys. I did a little research on where people are mostly cyberbullied. So we got Instagram 42%, Facebook 37%, Snapchat 31%, WhatsApp 12%, YouTube 10%, and Twitter 9%. So I want to ask, after the blocking doesn't help, reporting doesn't help, you talk to a teacher, guidance counselor, nothing's being done. What can you do? What do you do?
You post a picture of them, and you be like, this, I'm like, good question.
Guys, that is not what you do.
That's not what you do.
Because that's considering bullying as well.
Sometimes, but like you said, it's like I blocked you. I've done something. What do I do now? A lot of the times there is no right answer for that. It's really based on your self-control, right? And then it's based on how far you're willing to take measures. I mean, some people, again, me, I don't care. I brush like water off the duck's shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Like just let it brush on off. But some people feel so affected by it that they feel that they need that extra step. And I was like, well, some people, I mean, you can report the page, you know what I'm saying? But really, the best thing for you to do, leave it alone. Block them, ignore it. As long as they're not threatening you, saying that they're gonna harm you or something, then you should be concerned and go to the authorities. But if they're just saying mean and hurtful things continuously, let them be. They have to create a fake page to do it, remember. How many times they're not doing it from their page, they're doing it from a fake page. But it has like 14 followers, and it's private. They have a picture of something else, and it's a fake account. It's just let them be,
Yes.
So that's my advice to everyone. Let it be. Ignore it. Continue to be great. Focus on your craft. Focus on what you got going on. Focus on getting good grades. Focus on graduating. Focus on making your parents happy. Focus on making a better community. Just come up with positive things to do to get your mind off of that. You don't want to trap yourself in that world either. Bullying is a world that you can escape by just leaving it, letting it be. It's really that effective. Don't have social media.
That's true, but with my opinion, which I know my daughter probably don't want me to bring this up. My daughter was bullied. She was cyberbullied, and she was verbally bullied. And it's not that easy, as you say, because it's plenty of time, even with my cousin, they had got Baker Act and trying to kill themselves because of this.
Oh, wow.
So, we can just say let it go so easily. But it's not easy at all. So if you cannot tell your parents and your teacher can't do nothing or your principal can't do nothing, now you have to go to authorities. Now you have to get a restraining order. You follow them steps.
For Miss Arlene Lindsay Marshall, given that you used to deal with high school students, you were a high school counselor, I hear tons of stories of I have a younger brother or even my younger cousins, they go to a teacher or a guidance counselor or even a principal and explain the situation and nothing is done. So how can we fix that, or why aren't actions being taken in these schools?
There are actions taken. What happens sometimes is, we say bullying isn't a one-time event. So if someone says something to you or does something to you one time, we consider that a conflict that you're having with that person. It's when it's systematically and chronically happening, and we tell the kids, tell us right away. But what happens is they end up waiting a long time, because they think they can handle it or things are going to calm down, whatever the reason is. And so by the time they tell us there's a lot going on, and we actually investigate the situation. So we have to call a lot of witnesses, we call the parents, we do many things to make sure that whatever the consequences that bully is going to get, that it's the right thing to fix the problem. So I think they wait a long time to tell us, and that in itself creates a lot more bullying. And we are encouraging everybody, as soon as it happens to you more than once, please make sure you tell an adult in the building. Go straight to the principal or an administrator if need be, and that begins the investigative process.
Yeah. It's a million people. It's a lot of people in this world. You know, you can go to one person, they might not be able to help you because they don't understand, or they may feel afraid to help you themselves, or sometimes people just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's little, it's not that big, they're not doing this, they're not doing that, but somebody will be able to help you. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people in this world. Just because one person told you they can't help you, that don't mean the next person you go to won't be able to help you. Just like me, when I told you guys I had my instance where I came to my parents because I was done, I was fed up, and what did I do? I turned it around to help other kids with the cyberbullying bill. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be able to speak up, and you have to be able to understand, you know what, this person might not be able to help me, but this next person might be able to. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to keep asking. Keep asking. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to give up, and then later something might happen. You know, you might not be here. You know what I'm saying? Do not give up. Keep asking. Keep being assertive. Hey, this is happening to me. You need to help me. You know what I'm saying? And after that, everything else will be taken care of. I promise.
Really quick.
When a person is cyberbullying, we can talk about cyberbullying, but find an answer to stopping the problem. In the bill that Shatira Elliott have in her name, it is called Imagine the Shatira Elliott Act. It's an act. So there's a bill in place for cyberbullying. So I think teachers and everybody need to look more into that to find out, okay, if I am cyberbullying, what can I do about this in school?
And I actually want to shine light on turning something negative, you know, a negative situation into a positive, like DJ Nasty said, or even Bobby, you shine light on how, you know, now you just learned to brush it off. You obviously turned an entire bill. Can you guys just shine some light on turning, you know, such a negative situation into a positive?
I would say, like me right now, I was never this person. You know, I was the shy, insecure. I hated my eye color, hated my skin color. I'm like, dang, people pay for contacts now. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I didn't understand. I wanted to look like my family. I didn't look like my mom or my dad. Look at me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get it. And I feel like it was all because, like I said, I didn't love myself. You know? They loved me, but I didn't love me. I took it. You know, it's a whole lot of trial and tribulation. You will go through it. You know what I'm saying? You will feel like you want to give up. You don't want to be here. But at the end of the day, if I would have gave up when I wanted to give up, I would not be a model. I wouldn't be a YouTuber. I wouldn't be an entrepreneur. I wouldn't be here talking to y'all, giving y'all advice. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm talking to you. You know what I'm saying? I know where some of y'all been. I felt that pain. You know what I'm saying? But if you give up, you're never going to see your dreams. You're never going to accomplish it. And I know you can relate to that. I know you can relate to that. We all are accomplishing things and growing because we didn't give up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I have to say about that.